saya nak ni. Okay. Alright, so beside that also, okay, untuk you punya assignment tu, I would like to advise you, to make sure that you take pictures for all asset that you mention in your report. Bukan saja asset, tapi family member kena tunjuk juga, kena buat cantik-cantik, dan jangan lupa saya nak dalam bentuk infografik kan, betul tak?
Betul, madam.
So please buat dalam bentuk infografik, tapi please make sure gambar ada, because semua you buat tu semua dah ada markah. You akan hilang 1 markah, 2 markah, 3 markah, here and there. So definitely you don't want to lose marks on that. That is a foolish mistake if you do that. Just because you tak nak ambil gambar. Tolong ambil gambar. Because all these picture will cost you your marks. Okay, so kita, sebelum saya terlupa, saya nak start recording dulu, and juga saya nak share, sebelum saya lupa lagi sekali, macam tadi, kelas tadi pun saya terlupa dah. Okay, saya share dulu. Alright, now kita start our discussion for today dengan bacaan surah Al-Fatihah dulu. Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dengan nama Allah yang Maha Pemurah lagi Maha Mengasihani. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Dengan nama Allah yang Maha Pemurah lagi Maha Mengasihani. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Segala puji tertentu bagi Allah, Tuhan yang memelihara dan mentadbirkan sekalian alam. Maliki yaumiddin, yang Maha Pemurah lagi Maha Mengasihani. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, yang menguasai pemerintahan hari pembalasan. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Engkaulah sahaja ya Allah yang kami sembah, dan kepada Engkaulah sahaja kami memohon pertolongan. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Tunjukilah kami jalan yang lurus, iaitu jalan orang-orang yang Engkau telah kurniakan nikmat kepada mereka, bukan jalan orang-orang yang Engkau telah murkai, dan bukan pula jalan orang-orang yang sesat. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Okay, so itu adalah pembuka kita for our discussion for today. And today we are going into another new topic that is on consumer credit. Consumer credit. Okay, so when we talk about consumer credit, this is actually a topic which is closely related to you. So sebabnya dia berkaitan dengan credit card. Talking about credit means we are talking about purchases. You make purchase. You purchase items, you purchase product. Okay, and there is a money transacted here. Okay, so so this topic is actually very close to you, because we are actually consumer. And when you make purchases, normally you not all the time you do it on by cash. Because some of the items that you buy, is very expensive. So because of that, normally you akan buy through credit. Okay, so that's why kita ada consumer credit. But anyhow, when we make purchases, when we buy on credit, for example, we are actually making a loan. Sebabnya it means that you don't have any money, and you you tend to make payment secara installment, but not all the time to say that you don't have any money. In certain instances, for example, you just have to make loans to get the product. For example, to buy a car, you can buy through cash, or you can buy using your cash money. For example, if you have a lot of money, you can do so. Okay, but normally it's not advisable for you to buy a car through cash money, using cash money. But instead, people would are advised to buy by making a car loan. Kenapa? Sebabnya if you use your cash money to buy a car, HDM will come forward and will be looking for you. So it means that you have lots of money, and they are going to check whether you pay your income tax or not. Okay, so that's the reason. The same goes if you buy a house. You if you have lots of money, you can buy cash. But normally people are advised to buy using housing loan. Sebab you make loans, sikit-sikit you bayar. Lagipun buying a house is is a lifetime commitment. And it's involve a large sum of money. So because of that, it's advisable actually to pay by installment, bit by bit, and you're going to do it the rest of your lifetime, for example, ataupun as the rest of your working life. Okay. So you can use the money left for other matter. Okay, but in this case, you notice that in both cases, you are making loans. Okay, so the more you make, that will increase your household spending, and also that will increase your household sekejap household debt. You boleh tengok ke? Hello class, you semua boleh tengok ke?
Boleh, Madam.
Okay, alright, okay, good. Sekejap saya nak close ni. Okay, so ini adalah tajuk daripada newspaper The Age. The Age ni adalah newspaper dated March 30th, 2022. Malaysia's household debt to GDP ratio falls to 89%. Household debt ni kalau boleh kita tak nak tinggi. Sebab bila tinggi household debt, it means that people keep on spending. And people keep on spending and increasing their if they are not careful, that will increase their debts. They keep on spending, but at the same time they don't pay by cash, but they make loans, for example. And this is not good lah. Because increase loan, increase debt, and also kalau Malaysia dia punya indicator dia to see how's the look of Malaysian people in terms of their spending everything. They can actually see from the household debt to GDP ratio. Cuma dalam case ni, for example, it shows that the household debt to GDP ratio falls to 89% by end of 2021. From a year ago, dia kata at 93.2%. Well, it looks like okay lah kan, because it reduce. Cuma malangnya kalau kita baca artikel ni, ini semua bercakap tentang yang tu lah. Fell to 89%. Yang ni okay, kita boleh skip this one. Tapi kita terus pergi kepada the third paragraph. BNM said the lower ratio as at end 2021 was mainly on the back of stronger nominal GDP growth. Maknanya, the economy is getting better. That's why household debt reducing, but added that it remains still on the higher end. Walaupun dia reduce 89%, tetapi kalau compare to other parts of the Asian country, contohnya Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, we still become the country that has the highest household debt. Singapore cuma 69.7%, Indonesia 17.2%, Philippines 9.9%, but Malaysia 89.6%. Kalau kita tak compare dengan negara luar, kita rasa okay je, sebabnya it reduce kan. Just now mention to you, reduce from 89, reduce from, yalah dia kata sini reduce from 89.6, tapi kemudian reduce from 93 the highest household debt to GDP ratio so far lah. Tapi kalau kita compare to negara luar, we still remain at the higher end, which is not good. Okay, so now kita tengok juga yang lain-lain. Ini adalah trend. Kita nak tengok in 2021 just now. Household debt. Okay, household debt to in Malaysia increased to 73.6% of GDP in the third quarter of 2021 from 73.4% GDP in second quarter of 2021. So, you nampak trend dia kan, 2021 ni dia increase, kemudian dia decrease, kemudian dia naik balik. So itu adalah trend dia in Malaysia. And it happens because of certain reason. Kita akan tengok tu. Apa the reason dia? Kita tengok sini. Ini adalah reason dia. Also debt driven by housing and vehicle loans. This is Finance Ministry. Ini dari apa dia panggil ni? Free Malaysia Today report. So kalau kita baca artikel ni, dia kata the Finance Ministry said household debt to gross domestic product, which stood at 89% as of December last year, was driven mainly by housing and vehicle loans. In a written parliamentary, the ministry said the sales and service tax incentives, SST incentives, and other benefits offered had led to more buying cars and loans. Untuk SST ni, there is an exemptions on all passenger vehicles, and this result in lower car price. And this SST exemption has been extended to June this year, 2022. So kalau siapa nak beli kereta, baguslah beli now. Sebab harga kereta jadi lebih murah. And besides that, kita juga ada home ownership campaign which ended on December 31st, 2021, with substantial saving in stamp duty and tax exemption offered for housing loans. Jadi ini adalah reason why in 2021 just now you can see dia punya trend dia mula turun lepas tu naik balik. Because of the home ownership campaign. And they encourage people to start making housing loan to get the house. And also the SST exemption on all passenger vehicle ni until now is ongoing until June. So that would encourage people to get more cars. More house and more cars. Okay, boleh je. People take advantage of this. These are offered to the rakyat and it does not offer often. Jadi boleh lah kan, good for the rakyat to take the advantage of all these incentive given by the government. But at the same time, we have to remember, we are talking about loans. People make loans to get the car. And this loan, if not properly managed, would result in serious implication to the individual borrower. If you don't make proper financial planning before you buy your car, before you buy your house, you end up losing all these two instead of getting the two. Saya akan share dengan you. Saya rasa saya punya ni nota saya tak bagi kat you all lagi. Nanti saya bagi nantilah. Lepas ni lah kot saya akan bagi. Sebab saya pun dah terlupa dah. Ni nak letak bukan hari ni lah. Mungkin saya bagi besok lah kot. Besok. Lepas kelas saya besok. Sebab hari ni pun dah petang. Saya lupa sangat nak bagi kat you all. Okay, boleh tengok dekat sini dululah. Nanti saya akan bagi. Saya kena bagi jugalah because after this you have to do the exercise and then when we come back on Thursday kan? Thursday we are going to discuss the questions. Okay, so you notice that ini berlaku in 2012, 13 and 2014. In fact 2014 ramai sangat yang enrolled in Malaysia. Ini maknanya ini adalah orang yang declare bankrupt Malaysia. And the reason for bankruptcy adalah number of under 25 bankrupt. Under 25 here means very young lah. You all lah. Okay. Causes adalah outstanding car loan, defaulted housing loan. Ini masa ni. But that was in 2014. Just now the article was in 2022. After 8 years, the case ataupun the problem remain the same. We still have people with the government is still having problem. Sebabnya people who make loans on these two is still many. Many people like to make housing loan ataupun car loan. It's okay if you want to make car loan or housing loan. Nobody can stop you. But you have to make proper financial planning first before you start to make your housing loan and car loan. Or else, your house will have to be auction. Nanti bank akan tarik balik rumah you. Begitu juga dengan kereta you. End up dengan your car will be confiscated by the bank. So end up nanti you dua-dua you hilang. And we don't want that to happen to you. And the bank can take because car loan you are doing apa dia tu, hire purchase. Maknanya kita beli dulu, kita beli but it does not belong to you until you finish off your loan, and the bank will give you the grant, the car grant, then only the car belongs to you. Begitu juga buying a house. Cuma kata orang tu buy a house, the grant is with you already. Yelah, the grant is already with you. Cuma the bank can anytime take away the house. They can auction the house because if you fail to pay the loan every month. So we don't want that to happen, and in order to avoid that, you have to be very careful in your financial planning with regard to these two matter. And ini semuanya berkaitan dengan household debt. You notice that orang Malaysia memang suka sangat beli the non-housing purchases. They like to make non-housing purchases. Housing purchase, if you want to buy, no problem. But again, you have to look how much you have in your pocket. You cannot buy your dream house. Dream house saya adalah macam rumah Siti Nurhaliza lah. Bukan rumah saya lah. Bukan saya cakap lah, saya assume. Macam you cakap lah. Rumah cantik besar. But again, you have to look how much you have inside your pocket. If your income is very small, you can afford to get a big house, then got a house that you can afford to pay every month. Okay, so that is okay. You can still buy a house and you can still make other non-housing purchases. Compared to developed country, the focus is more on housing purchases rather than the non-housing purchase. Okay, sini masih juga lagi rank highest in Asia. Sini pun juga saya terlupa nak letak tarikh dia bila this month. I'm sure sangat earlier Visa Malaysia ada declare bankrupt due to hire purchase loan, car loan, housing loan, personal loan. Sama je saya kata, dia akan back and forth macam tu je. So that's why now government is very careful. Cuma careful, yes, but at the same time government is trying to ease the problem faced by the people due to pandemic. Kan? So because of that, government try to give a lot of incentive. And one of the incentive ataupun two of the incentive involve buying a house and buying a car. Sebab apa? Sebab due to flood dalam dulu kan, people lost their homes ataupun lost their car, and government try to ease their pain and by giving away all this incentive. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, can you afford or not to buy the asset? If you cannot afford to buy the asset, don't buy. Especially kalau you beli dengan cara you make loans, and you cannot avoid yourself from making loans. Okay, so before we actually discuss everything, kita kena tengok what is credit. Okay, credit is confidence in borrower's ability and intention to repay, or a power to buy or borrow that based on trust. Okay, so it depends on trust between the seller and the buyer. You nak beli, lepas tu you nak make installment. Okay, seller agree. Okay, seller agree. Seller sometimes tak check pun berapa banyak you ada account semua, dia tak check. Dia kata okay boleh. You bayar tiap-tiap bulan dulu sampai you dah habis baru you boleh dapat barang. Itu satu method of buying. Okay, but we also have another method where you use your credit card. Okay, so this is where bank will check whether you have the ability or not. Kalau you dah use all the money inside your credit card, Then bank kata, oops, sorry, you cannot use the card anymore to buy new purchases. So tak boleh guna lah, tak boleh beli lah. Yeah. So yeah, the first one based on trust. The second one, yeah, the seller does not matter. Yeah, they can't be bothered. But now it's you and the bank kalau you use your credit card. Yeah, because yeah, if you don't, you cannot use the credit card means you don't have enough money in the bank to make the new purchase. Okay, so yeah, and loans also allow people to obtain goods and services. Yeah, beside credit, you can actually make loans. Yeah, or make housing loans, make automobile loans. Kalau kredit atas ni mungkin you guna credit card to buy a laptop for example. So boleh lah kalau macam tu. Okay, so before you use credit for major purchases, then you should ask yourself some questions. Sebelum you beli kereta, you ask yourself, do I have the cash for the down payment? Okay, do I have the cash for the down payment? Okay, dia kena tanyalah. Ada cash tak? Kalau you nak beli kereta, selalunya berapa persen you perlukan?
10%.
10%, yes. Selalunya you perlukan 10% for the down payment. If you have more money, you can put more. That will make you paying less secara installment. Your installment will be lesser lah. Sekejap saya rasa ada orang azan. Okay, saya stop. For a while, azan.